Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha Television. I'm Smriti Rastogi. The latest joint military exercise between India and the US began on 5th of September and concluded on 18th of September in Washington. This exercise is an important part of the ongoing defense cooperation between the two nations. Named Yuddha Abhyas, the exercise is one of the largest joint running military training and defense cooperation endeavors between India and the US. Indian and the US Army soldiers were trained jointly on the howitzers and Chinook helicopters during their Yuddha Abhyas 2019 exercise at Joint Base Lewis McChord, Washington. The aim of this exercise is to enhance interoperability between armies with a focus on enhancing counter-terror cooperation. The Yuddha Abhyas series was started in 2002 at Agra in India, and since then 15 editions have been held annually and alternately between India and the US. Today, in depth, we talk about the latest edition of Yuddha Abhyas, the exercises held so far between the two countries, and the joint defense exercises that India has held with other countries. The 15th edition of Indo-US Joint Military Training Exercise Yuddha Abhyas 2019 was concluded in Washington, D.C. From September 5th to 18th, armies of India and the US participated in a 2-week-long mega military exercise seeking to boost defense cooperation between the two nations. During the exercise, troops of both the sides practiced firing different weapons and performed combat exercises. Here's a detailed report.
As part of the ongoing Indo-US defense cooperation, India and the United States conducted a joint military training program named Yuddha Abhyas 2019 at the Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington. Yuddha Abhyas 2019, which started on 5th September, ended on September 18th. US Army's 7th Infantry Division and the Indian Army's 99th Mountain Brigade participated in this exercise.
Weapon system, and I'm ready to shoot. All right? When you're ready to shoot.
The exercise started with platoons and companies conducting basic battle drills. Yuddha Abhyas is one of the largest running joint military training and defense cooperation endeavors between India and the US. Partnered armies faced numerous tasks together, highlighting their operational compatibility while working side by side throughout the field training exercise. This was the 15th edition of the joint exercise, hosted alternately by the two countries.
You see, when we talk of Yuddha Abhyas 2019, this is a series of exercises which are conducted between the armies of the United States and India. Now, this can correctly be viewed in the overall context of Indo-US relations and Indo-US military cooperation. Now, as part of the cooperation between the United States and India, the military cooperation, a series of exercises had been carried out earlier also. Air-to-air exercises, that being the Indian Air Force with the US Air Force, naval exercises, the Indian Navy participating in exercises with the US Navy and other navies, and of course the Indian Army now participating with exercises with the United States Armed Forces personnel.
During the exercise, both armies jointly train, plan and execute a series of well-developed operations for neutralization of threats of varied nature. It is a regularly scheduled bilateral exercise hosted by the Indian and the US armies that allows for an exchange of knowledge between the two militaries using a UN peacekeeping scenario. Indian and US Army soldiers were trained jointly on the howitzers and Chinook helicopters during Yuddha Abhyas 2019. Apart from this, academic and military discussions were also organized by experts from both sides to share each other's experiences on varied topics.
When we look at Yuddha Abhyas, this is an army level exercise, right, where about they train in company level groups, and it is the 15th exercise which is carrying on now. It is held once in a year, and it is held alternately in every country, once in India and once in the United States. So this time it's being held in the United States, and last year it was held in India. Now, basically the aim is that both the armies, they get to know each other's capabilities, each other's strengths, and the challenges which are faced by each other. They also get to learn how we can coordinate and cooperate with each other, right? It is human to human understanding of our own operational philosophies and our methods of operation. And I think that is very important. Over the last 15 years, when these exercises have been carried out, because now it is the 15th one which is going in progress, a great deal of understanding has been reached in what India can do and what India is capable of, as also for the Indians to understand what are American capabilities, how far is their technology advanced, and what we also need to do to get our technology up to that level. This cooperation has also taken place in things like how to carry out operate in an environment in which we have to operate jointly against terrorism or against a terrorist attack. How do we do that? How do we do disaster relief, right? So there are various things which both the armies can do together.
Yuddha Abhyas provides an opportunity to the armed forces of both countries to train in an integrated manner at battalion level with joint planning at brigade level. During the exercise, multiple scenarios are rehearsed with a view to understand each other's organizational structure and battle procedures. According to government officials, the exercise results in a higher degree of collaboration that can further facilitate interoperability between the armed forces of both countries to meet any unforeseen contingency across the globe.
And basically the aim is to improve the training levels of both sides, have a kind of interoperability, and operate effectively in a variety of military contingencies. So usually the joint military exercise in army is carried out against, say, either insurgents or in this case this was basically a practice or training to carry out joint operations under the aegis of UN peacekeeping force. So if both sides have the opportunity to be part of a UN peacekeeping force, what kind of operations are to be carried out? Those were practiced in a near place in Washington.
Yuddha Abhyas 2019 is significant because it provides an ideal platform to learn from each other's expertise and experiences of planning and execution of operations. Yuddha Abhyas takes place annually with the host site rotating between India and the United States. Last year, Indian Army hosted US troops at the Chaubatia military stations in the foothills of the Himalayas in Uttarakhand. The exercise is part of an ongoing series of joint exercises between the Indian and US armies since 2002. It was designed to promote cooperation between the two militaries while sharing training, cultural exchanges, and building joint operating skills. The relationship between the United States and India has converged considerably over the last decade. Military cooperation between the two countries has grown as a result. Aside from Yuddha Abhyas, the two countries conduct other major exercises, including the Malabar Naval Exercise. Since 2015, Malabar has been trilateralized to include Japan, an Indian strategic partner and US treaty ally. With inputs from Leena Sharma, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And to mark the conclusion of the joint US-India military exercise Yuddha Abhyas 2019 in Washington, an American Army band played the national anthem Jan Gan Man on their trumpets. Let's take a look at the visuals of American band playing the national anthem. And with that, we'll slip into a very quick break. Stay with us.
A committee formed by the Reserve Bank of India to look for the development of the housing finance securitization market submitted its report to Governor Shaktikant Das.
Pooling of similar loans, right? Like once we get proper data, this pooling process will be easier. Okay, so that is what is recommended by this report.
Committee has suggested a three-pronged strategy. One is the originator, the banks who have given loan. Second is the investor who will provide funds, who will buy the mortgage-based securities. And third is the facilitator, which is one special purpose vehicle.
We need to know that how we are looking at a particular pool which is similar in nature. So homogeneous group can be identified only if we have the right kind of data. And this will help in capturing the data in a standard format, which will make it possible to actually provide the right type of data.
Welcome back after the break. Yuddha Abhyas is one of the largest running joint military training and defense cooperation endeavors between India and the US. The 2019 Joint Military Exercise is the 15th edition of the series, which is hosted alternately between the two countries. Let's now take a look at the previous such exercises.
Yuddha Abhyas is one of the largest running joint military training and defense cooperation endeavors between India and the US. The aim of this exercise is to enhance interoperability between armies. It also focuses on enhancing counter-terror cooperation. During the exercise, multiple scenarios are rehearsed with a view to understand each other's organizational structures and battle procedures, which result in a higher degree of joint manship that would further facilitate interoperability between the armed forces of the two nations to meet any unforeseen contingency across the globe.
This is part of a series of joint military exercises that the Indian and US military carries out. There are, I think, a whole series of exercises which are carried out by both Army of US and India, as also navies, and even the air forces of both sides. They carry out joint exercises. The decision has been taken that we will have these kind of exercises, and basically it is based on our Indo-US defense partnership or defense cooperation agreement of 2005, which was for 10 years, and that has been again renewed in 2015 for another 10 years. That only shows the convergence of views or on some of the strategic issues between India and the US.
Yuddha Abhyas series, which was started in 2002, was first held in Agra. In 2004 and 2005, Yuddha Abhyas was held in Virangte in India. In 2006, the joint military exercise took place at Schofield Army Base Barracks, United States. Chaubatia was chosen as the venue in 2007. India-US joint military exercise was held in Honolulu in 2008. Mechanized Infantry Battalion and 2 Squadron, 14 Cavalry, 25 Striker Brigade Combat Team took part in Yuddha Abhyas in 2009 in Babina in India.
Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson, United States, was the venue in 2010. In 2012, the location was at Jaisalmer in India. Then in 2013, it was held in Fort Bragg, United States. A 14-day-long Indo-US military exercise, Yuddha Abhyas 2014, took place in Rani Khet in India. Then again, it was held at Joint Base Lewis McChord in United States in 2015. In the backdrop of growing demand for action against perpetrators of the Uri attack, India and the US held joint military exercise at Rani Khet in Uttarakhand. The focus of the Yuddha Abhyas 2016 was dealing with challenges of terrorism. Yuddha Abhyas 2017, a joint military exercise, saw representation from 5th Infantry Battalion of 20 Infantry Regime of the US Army, while the Indian side was represented by soldiers of Gorkha Rifles from the Surya Command. It was held at the Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington, US. The joint military exercise between the Indian and the US armies was held at Chaubatia in Uttarakhand in 2018. It saw both the armies hone their tactical and technical skills in countering insurgency and terrorism in a UN peacekeeping scenario involving a combined deployment at a brigade level.
So a great deal of defense cooperation is taking place between India and the United States. And I think this is a very good sign. It indicates a very healthy convergence of opinion between the world's oldest democracy and the world's largest democracy. Both India and the United States are essential to achieve stability in the world, and when they keep cooperating in this effort, both economically, diplomatically, politically and militarily, I think it speaks very well for cooperation between the two countries, as well as in bringing stability in the region and in the overall promotion of peace in the world. These joint exercises are there to see how both the countries can cooperate together in a future environment. So they will actually put across an environment to say, okay, if so and so threat has developed in some particular area, and the US forces are available and the Indian forces are available, how do we jointly tackle the threat? So we set protocols. How do we communicate with each other? What are our tactics? What are their tactics? So once we understand how the Americans operate, and once the Americans understand how we operate, and we can, we have a reliable communication between each other, then we are better placed to actually carry out the task.
Meanwhile, exercise Malabar is a trilateral naval exercise involving the US, Japan and India as permanent partners. Originally begun in 1992 as a bilateral exercise between India and the US, Japan became a permanent partner in 2015. Past non-permanent participants are Australia and Singapore. The annual Malabar series began in 1992 and includes diverse activities ranging from fighter combat operations from aircraft carriers through maritime interdiction operations exercises. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Apart from United States, India conducts joint military exercises with Russia, UK, France and China, among several other countries. But what exactly happens during a joint military exercise? And do countries really need them? Take a look in our next report. We leave you with this report. Thank you for watching.
A joint military exercise is the engagement of military resources in training for military operations, either exploring the effects of warfare or testing strategies without actual combat. The prime objective of these exercises is to ensure combat readiness of deployable forces and ensuring national security. It is also considered one of the major tools to expand diplomatic interests of nations. Joint military exercises ensure an understanding of drills and procedures, overcoming language barriers and facilitating familiarization with equipment capabilities. It also facilitates understanding and familiarization with new technologies of the participant countries. Perhaps the most important advantage of joint military exercises is strategic signaling. It serves the purpose of demonstrating the influence allies have in the region to a third country. Joint operations also come in handy in humanitarian aid, disaster relief, anti-piracy operations, etc.
You see, it was after the Cold War in 1991 that the US and the world was changing at that time. The USSR had become Russia, the Cold War had ended, and the problems between US and India of those times, they also were coming to an end. And it was around mid-90s that both US and India, they started looking at the world with similar kind of strategic view, or there was a degree of convergence. So it was around 1995 that the joint, first the joint naval exercises started, and thereafter gradually by early 2000 or so, the army exercises and the other exercises, Air Force exercises between US and India, they started.
Joint exercises can be of a simple type, involving search and rescue exercises, ship maneuvers, practice gunfire from close or medium range weapons. Other exercises are slightly complex, involving basic tactics. And finally, there are complex exercises which involve combined tactics of surface warships, aircraft and submarines, and are scenario based. India has among the world's largest and most powerful militaries in the world. Apart from its army, the Indian Navy and Air Force are also one of the best and most advanced forces in the world. India is involved with military exercises with many countries to maintain good diplomatic relationships with them. India has conducted Army, Navy and Air Forces joint exercises with USA, China, Australia, France, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, Russia and UK among others.
The United States, these are very, very deep exercises. It is not just the army component, right? It is the naval component. You know, when we are looking at what is happening in the Indo-Pacific, then it is the Indian naval forces along with the American Navy, the Japanese Navy, the Australian Navy. You see, quite a large number of the navies get together. Now we are also exercising separately with the Singapore Navy. So those exercises are very, very different to what we are doing with the Chinese. The Chinese are very small level confidence building exercises held at a very, very small level.
The joint hand-in-hand exercise, touted as an important confidence-building measure between the world's two largest armies, India and China, was held for the first time at Kunming in China in 2007. But after the second edition at Belgaum in 2008, the exercise was put on hold due to diplomatic spats over staple visa and other issues in 2009-2010. The exercise was finally resumed in 2013, with the third edition being held at Myogang in China. The sixth edition was held in Pune in 2016, but it was again cancelled in 2017 due to the Doklam standoff. The seventh edition was finally held in the Chengdu region of China in December 2018.
Yeah, but the level of exercise, say with China, is very limited. It is generally not more than 100 or 100 plus people from each side carrying out what is known as hand-in-hand exercises, and basically they are again counter-terrorism kind of operations and very limited operations. So they are not at the scale of what India and the US have, and it's only these exercises between India and China are only at between both the armies. We have to yet start having exercises between both the air forces or even navies.
In 2005, India conducted its first military exercise with the United Kingdom, which was called Emerald Mercury. Both countries resumed the exercise in 2007 and continued it in 2008 as well. Ajaya Warrior 4 was conducted in 2011 and its next edition, Ajaya Warrior 5, was conducted in 2013 in Belgaum in Karnataka. The last exercise so far was done in 2017 and was called Ajaya Warrior 7. Defence cooperation is one of the most important and long-standing aspects of India's relationship with Russia. Indra is a joint biannual military exercise conducted by India and Russia starting in 2003. The exercise was tasked with boosting cooperation and interoperability between the Russian and Indian navies. In 2017, the first ever tri-services joint exercise between Indian and Russian armed forces was conducted. Exercise Indra 2017 was upgraded to involve all the three services, Army, Navy and Air Force. Both countries will hold the 11th edition of their bilateral military exercise designated Indra 2019 in December this year. Indra 2019 will involve 8 tactical episodes involving the armed forces of both countries. Indo-French military exercises have also become increasingly frequent. The first Indo-French bilateral naval exercise was held in 1983. In 2001, the effort was named Varuna. Since then, annual joint exercises held either in the Indian Ocean or the Mediterranean Sea have expanded in scope, culminating in the deployment of aircraft carriers, destroyers, frigates and auxiliary vessels. India and France have also been conducting bilateral exercises with individual wing of armed forces, Shakti and Garuda respectively for the Army and the Air Force. Exercises between armies are mostly beneficial for India since the level of participation rarely exceeds that of battalion, which means that the tactics involved are low with lesser concern of revealing higher tactics during exercises. Given the Indian Army's experience in counter-insurgency operations and mountain warfare, the knowledge can be effectively shared with friendly armies. As a quid pro quo, it provides the relatively low-tech Indian soldier an exposure to high-tech weaponry that the other countries may be using. However, many experts believe that joint military exercises do not really provide any net value addition to the forces that participate. Thus, approvals for such exercises should necessitate a case-by-case approach in the future. With inputs from Leena Sharma, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.